Hi, welcome to the Big Bear Homestead. Today is episode number 9 in our preparedness series. So today we're talking about hard copies. Okay, so what do I mean by hard copies? Well, in this day and age, you can get whatever information you want off of the World Wide Web, off of the internet. Everybody's so in tuned with the internet. But what happens if your power goes out or the internet goes down? Then what would you do to be able to get your hands on that information that may save your life? Where would you get that information from? All right, so where do you go to get this information if the power goes out, the internet is down, there's an EMP, whatever? Well, by now, everybody and anybody that's been in the preparedness community, survival community, has always talked about having yourself a survival library. And that is 100% true. And we're going to talk about mine in a minute. But the one thing that I want to talk to you about right now is something that I've only heard a few people talk about. And that's having your own survival notebook book that is specific to your family in your library. And all what you do is you get yourself a 3-ring binder, okay? And in this 3-ring binder, we keep everything and anything that we feel we may need to get to at a moment's notice in a survival situation. When you flip it open, the very first thing right there is an emergency contact information page. We have phone numbers and other ways to contact family members or close family friends that we can reach out to if something happens and we need help. We have poison control on there. We have the sheriff's department, first responders. We have ways to contact those individuals just in case for some reason we can't get 911. We also keep on the inside flap, we keep pamphlets from different preparedness seminars that we went to. Pamphlets, anything about the pandemic, fires, the flu, the bird flu, how to stop a forest fire or how to help prevent a forest fire, forest breaks, blah, blah, blah. When you flip the next page over, you have our plan of action where we need to go in case of a house fire, where to meet up if there's a tornado, what to do, or where our locations are going to be. We also have different tabs in here where we keep up with our livestock, who we bred with who. We have one for our garden. It's a printout from Grow Veg, how we planted our garden, so that way we can keep up with the rotation if something happens that we can't access that information. And you can fit this 3-ring binder to fit your needs. For example, if you have people that are allergic to certain things, like I'm allergic to penicillin, we have a page in here with everybody's allergies listed. That way, if there's something happens that first responders and stuff, we can't communicate with them, we can grab this notebook and they'll be able to know what they can do and what they can't do with each individual in the family. So now that we've covered our family reference notebook, let's talk about some of the other books that are in our library. Okay, so what kind of books do we have in our library? Well, for us to even consider the book, it has to be a book that, 1, is informative, 2, we can use it as teaching material, as almost like a textbook. Um, and it has to be user friendly. It can't be a book that's speaking in Chinese. I want it simple enough that my youngest child would even be able to understand it. And right here before me, I have our top three. The very first book we started out with was Kathy Harrison's Just in Case. Now, this book is slam packed full of information, but it's just nuggets of information, stuff to get you going. Because let's be honest, everybody's going to be preparing for different things, and everybody's needs with that preparedness is going to be different. This book basically gets you going, and it teaches you about the OR system, about rotating your food. It teaches you about keeping organized lists. It helps you build basic kits, your basic bug out bag, a basic car kit, all kinds of things. And as you can see, we have it tabbed to certain sections, so it's a real quick turn to. And this is a book that even the children once in a while will pick up and read. The other book we got was An Outdoor Life, Preparing for Anything Survival. Now, just like the Just in Case book, this thing covers a lot of information, and they're little news nuggets, for lack of a better term. And it covers a lot of things. But one of the things that made us really go ahead and get this book was this. They do little comics in this book, but the comic is only a page or two. Okay? And it gives you a scenario, and it runs it through a scenario. It runs it from start to finish. But it gives you talking points that you can sit down with your family and talk with. Okay, well, what would we have done? Would we have stood up, made a lot of noise when a mountain lion was coming at us, or would we have done something else? And that was the main reason why we got this book. But it has a lot of good information on knot tying and trapping and all kinds of things. Now, there's some things in here that I've never heard of that we've given a try. But it also has good stuff about food storage, stuff like that. And that was The Outdoor Life's Prepared for Anything Survival Manual. Now, the third one, I think we picked up at a flea market or something. And to be honest, I think we stumbled across a jewel, and we picked it up we almost got it for nothing. And it's the Ultimate Survival Guide. I think we paid like $2 at the flea market or whatever for it. And it's a good thick book. Now, the funny thing about this book is it goes over everything. It talks about with the first aid. It has breaks and dislocations. It has navigation skills. How to survive if you're, stuck on a raft. Different types of poisonous snakes and insects. What to do. How to get treated. How to treat yourself for them. How to find water sources. It's a really good thing. But I think the thing that we love the most is the hand-to-hand combat section. My kids love to pick this book up and run through these scenarios all the time. And they kind of wear themselves out with it. It's really fun to watch them do it, especially when the girls start tossing their older brother around. But we have other books in our library. I was just showing you these three as an example. I'll have the links in the description if you guys want to pick up these books. But the main idea of this video is to build your family preparedness notebook and to start to build your own preparedness library. You can't go wrong with it. Plus, with books like these, it gets you to turn the TV off, turn the computers off, and sit down as a family again and start playing the what if game. Because you never know. One time, that what if game may save your life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it the old thumbs up. If you guys have any questions or comments or know of any other really good books like these, hey, leave them below. I'd appreciate it. I'm always looking for another good book. And now the books in your library, let me just caveat here for a second before we close up. The books don't always just have to be, you know, prepare for anything books. They can be gardening books. They can be blacksmithing books, carpentry books. You know, it doesn't just have to be this type of book. These are just the three that I thought of right off the bat. But we have books on herbs. We have books on carpentry, blacksmithing, mechanics, all kinds of things in our survival library. So start building your survival library today. Thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead. And like always, have a nice day. All right, so that's right. Today is all about the otter. Now, an otter is just like a beaver in one way. He's semi-aquatic. Other than that, he's not like the beaver. He's more like the weasel. An honor. Every morning in the pond, this little furry animal will stand up and go, "I'm honored to meet everybody." And he's like a Boy Scout. He's like, "On my honor, I will do my best to eat all the fish in your pond."